Do you want to know about gate guarding? Well, hang on, we'll get right to it. Hi, I'm Steve Turtle and I'm a gate guard. This story is about Jill and I gate guarding in Louisiana and a whole lot more. Last week we settled into our site. We talked a little bit about the equipment we use as gate guards, and we also talked about some of the pros and cons that we've seen while being gate guards. Now if you missed that story, I'll put a link right up there. This week we pick up right where we left off last week with me trying to establish cell service. I finally broke down and drove down to Verizon. I picked up 2 cell phones with the same service we had with T-Mobile. Then I drove down to T-Mobile and returned that cell booster that I couldn't get to work. And when I got to the store, the girl says, "No, you don't return the cell booster here, you have to mail it back." I said, "Oh really? Could have told me that before I drove over here." So I drove all the way home. I called T-Mobile and they sent me an email with all the shipping instructions. The next day I drove to the post office and I shipped that thing away, and that's done. I didn't really want to lose T-Mobile. They've been a good company for me, but they just didn't have cell service here. So I have switched to Verizon, and someday I may go back to T-Mobile. So with all that said, I am back in business. We are electronically connected and we are happy. When we started our gate guard adventure in Louisiana, the second day we had snow. And I was starting to worry pretty bad because I didn't think that Louisiana had really bad weather during the winter. As you know, I don't like the cold. I don't like snow. I like warm weather. So I was watching the 7-day forecast, and I'm not so worried now. It's looking pretty nice for the next week. Okay, enough of that silly stuff. Let's talk about gate guarding. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday was pretty slow, pretty much like last week. Traffic just sort of trickled in here and there. So this is what I do in between sign-ins and sign-outs. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Wednesday evening, we got a call, and it was a pleasant surprise. They said, "Take Thanksgiving Day off. You're released." So we closed the gate. Thursday morning, we woke up bright and early, for us, like 10 o'clock, and it was Thanksgiving Day, and we thought, what are we going to do? What do you want to do? Well, we have a tradition, or at least it was established last year, and we're going to be able to keep it going this year. So we went to the casino. We went to Boomtown Casino and Hotel. So last Thanksgiving, we were up in Chicago, or just south of Chicago, and we were at a casino, and we went over and we had our Thanksgiving dinner, all-you-could-eat buffet at a casino. So this year we thought it'd be just perfect that we'd go to a casino and have Thanksgiving dinner at an all-you-eat buffet. And we did, and it was a really nice meal. We enjoyed it and had a good time. Lots of food. Probably put on a couple pounds. Oh no. While we were there, we slipped off into that casino and played that roulette game, that roulette table, and we doubled our money. That's not clickbait. I really did. I tried to video that, and 2 big dudes came up and told me that is not allowed. I didn't realize it until we got ready to leave. That casino's a riverboat, an actual riverboat sitting in the water. I didn't know that. That was my first. Well, we had a pretty good Thanksgiving Day. I hope everyone else had a good Thanksgiving Day. Did you check out that turkey song that I did? If you didn't check that out, you got to check that out. That thing's a hoot. I'm going to leave a link right up top. Now, Friday morning, we were back at it again, bright and early. I think it was like 5 o'clock. And I'm serious, it was early. And the traffic picked up, and they were in and out of the site like bees in a honey box. They were just zipping back and forth, back and forth. Well, with any job, you have your pros and your cons, and gate guarding's not any different. So each week as we identify the pros and cons that, how we see them, we're going to share them with you. And it may not be a pro or a con to you, but we're going to put it out there and you can analyze it and see what you think and make a decision whether or not you might want to do this. Pros. Sometimes you get days off. And this time around, on Thanksgiving Day, we got a day off, and that was appreciated.
but I don't know if that's a normal thing. Also, your site and your utilities are paid. Cons: it's muddy. It's a construction site, so add a little rain and you got mud. Cost of propane: your propane's not paid for, so if you're going to cook your food and heat your camper, you're going to have to buy your own propane. Sleeping arrangements: if you're not accustomed to working a night shift, somebody's going to have to stay up 24/7.
How much money can you make? Each week we will share the money side of things. We'll go over the income, the cost, and the amount of traffic that goes in and out of the gate. Now, our actual work time was about 16 hours. Now, this way we figure it up. We had 240 entries. It takes about 4 minutes to sign someone in and then out. So 240 times 4 divided by 60, we come up with 16 hours of actual work. And in between, you're sitting around waiting, so you're still there, but the actual get down and do it, 16 hours. Now, our first week, we made $1,225, and that's gross pay. The second week, it was a little bit slow, and we had Thanksgiving Day off, so we only made $1,050. It was 6.4 hours worked at 96 log entries and 4 minutes per log entry. Now, for our cost, we bought some water. We had to fill up a propane bottle, and I bought some wood so we could shore up our sewer, and it cost me $33.25. Now, when I look at the cost, I'm looking at things that would, I'd only buy because I'm a gate guard. Normal things like groceries and gas to the store, stuff like that. We do that anyway, so I'm not really considering that. Now, a lot of the gate guards would consider gas as a cost because they're so far away from things. Now, here in Louisiana, we're actually pretty close, so I think that's a good thing. Now for Workamper job highlights. I just thought this would be something to share, and I was looking through Workamper jobs, and I ran across this one. I found this one, and I thought it might, if I shared it, it might make you giggle a little bit. It's they're looking for help at a sports arena during the spring baseball season. They're hiring cashiers, cooks, and get this, cheerleaders. I don't know, I thought about applying. Well, this week I switched it up a little bit. I brought in some things that, there was Workamper related, but not necessarily gate guarding related. There's only so much gate guarding you can do, and if I showed you the whole day of gate guarding, you'd get bored. So anyway, if you like this story, click like below and subscribe if you'd like to hear more stories like this one. We're going to have another story come out next Wednesday on this YouTube channel. And in the comments, let me know what you think about this format that I just did, and I'll try to keep that going, and also give you some information about gate guarding, because my whole intent for this is that I can share this, and if it helps you out, helps you make a decision about what you want to do and whether or not you might want to gate guard, that's going to be a good thing. So until later, thanks for your time. Bye. A pet chicken. I got a pet chicken. Got a monkey too.